Yetta, do you ever feel overwhelmed?
We don't even want to talk about that. I've changed the word to fascinated. And even then, if I'm telling the truth, yeah, way too frequently. Way too frequently.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.
So welcome to another episode of Life's Inside Track, where I'm Yetta Dekker.
And I'm Ken Dekker.
And we get to share techniques, thoughts, tips, tools, and tactics that we all need. We all deserve. You, I, everyone. So we get to turn our house into home, our families thrive, and we live the best life possible. In this segment, we're going to consider, why do we move into overwhelm, and how do we maybe get out of overwhelm? Maybe one or two things to help us move beyond it. Because I think overwhelm is a natural, I want to believe it's a natural thing to have happen, because there's so many opportunities, so many possibilities, so many things for me to do, so many things I want to do. Just that sounded overwhelming, probably.
And then add on to that, the things that you wanted to do that you haven't done yet or are incomplete. Ooh, see, open loops. I think open loops, the things that are tolerations in your life, are a big contributing factor to overwhelm.
Oh, for me, they certainly are. How about for you? Like, I think I'm much better at it now, and yet there was a time in the past where, and I'm still, it happens. The past becomes the present, and then it goes back into the past, right?
Absolutely.
Quickly. And that is where I would fixate, even through my dreams and my sleeping, whatever was undone of that day. Because I'm always going to have more on my to-do list, so to speak, or the things I desire to do list, than I'm probably going to get done. There's always more options, more possibilities, more than I'm going to get done.
Right. And that creates an overwhelm.
It certainly can, can't it? Yes.
So in these episodes, we're going to talk about ways of alleviating that, but it's also important to know, what we've tried that kind of works doesn't work, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you remember the lists? Like, especially on a weekend, we'd say, okay, let's get organized. And Friday night or Saturday morning, we sit down with our journals and we write down all the things that we think of that we think we could accomplish this weekend, right? Big dreams.
Big aspirations, huge aspirations.
And little time, really. So what was fun was we used to write the list, and then we'd beat up on ourselves because Monday would come and we'd have one or two things done on the list, or none, or
maybe three or whatever,
four,
but not many.
But not the 10 or 20 that were on there. And then what we did one time is we said, okay, we're going to prioritize, right? Prioritization is the way to go. So we numbered them 1 to 10, and then we, this one's really important. Maybe that needs to be a 1B. And then we got all of them organized, right? And then what happened? Same thing.
Well, I was going to say, it didn't feel any different. My body is viscerally reacting to this whole journey. And we didn't just do it once.
Yeah.
Like, let's be frank about this.
So then our next edition, our next evolution of that list with the priorities is we said, okay, let's estimate how long it would take to do each one. And then we did that, and our estimation and then I totaled it up, and it was like 24 hours or 30 hours. And are we actually going to work on our list for 30 hours? But so that was great, because then we cut it down in half. We said, okay, we're willing to work 8 hours each day. This is what we'll accomplish. In 16 hours, we can do this. And then what did we realize?
We still
underestimated.
We underestimated the time. We're going to bat
double,
you out
right
now.
Yeah,
well, that's not what I tell you.
Whatever.
What do I tell you?
4 times. Whatever time I say, multiply by 4.
Either 3, 4, or 5. I usually say, Ken, if you think it's going to take you 1 hour, just budget 3. Then you're going to be close.
Right. So this is an evolution. You're going to hear some of the things that we've learned and that we do in the future. that we've done in the next episode. But right now we're going to talk about the failures, right?
Well, and maybe for you, you're thinking, I do some of those things and they really work for me. And a lot of that has to do with our life experience, our own way of being, what our personalities are. So what didn't work for us might work for you. So we're not saying these are all a bust. Mm-hmm. What we're saying is they were a bust for us.
Yes. A bust for us.
A bust for us.
Now, I got to say this one because I love this. Yetta would wake up.
Oh, yeah?
Like after 8 hours sleep, she would wake up distraught and overwhelmed. I wake up, I'm peaceful. I'm relaxed. I've had 8 hours of sleep. And she's like, ah. And why are you like that?
Because I have been working all night and not accomplished all the things that were on my list. And I'm really aware of all the open loops that didn't get done from yesterday.
Yeah, you build the list.
I build a list.
So she wakes up and she goes, my mind is on overwhelm because I've got this and I'm thinking about this and this and this and I'm thinking about that and I'm thinking about that. And that's part of it too. You can't have too many things you're thinking about at once because your brain goes on to overwhelm. It gets overloaded. Just like if you have too many windows open on your computer, everything grinds to a halt. So then we reframed, right?
We did. So the word here in this segment is reframe, like reframe. How do you set a new frame for the way you're thinking about a thing? Because how I think, because I can't trust my own thinking much of the time, right? It can be faulty, even if it's popular thinking, even if it's what everybody else is thinking. That doesn't mean it's right. And so the reframe, that it's best, that it really does serve. So the reframe that Ken gave me, instead of, oh my goodness, I can't believe my mind is thinking about all these things. What is wrong with me? I am crazy. I'm going nuts, right? Firing on too many cylinders. He said, isn't it amazing how capable your brain is? Like how much you can take in, how much it can hold, how much it can process.
Yeah, to wake up with that amount of things, that amount of clarity, really. You said it moved you into overwhelm, but it was clarity on the things that you wanted to accomplish, things that were partially accomplished, promises that were made that we need to keep by a certain deadline. Like all those things came to the surface. That's amazing. Your brain can do all that. Me, I'll do one thing and, disappoint you because I forgot the other 6 things.
So leaning into appreciating the way your brain works. Like I had to lean into and go, that is pretty cool. So then I can go write it down and dumping it onto paper or into the computer, better on paper for me, but also the computer allowed me then to be able to organize it. And then I put it through my filter, which we've talked about in some of the other segments. And we will talk again about that sort of how to reduce
If you're wondering how to gather that list, let's go there first. That's the first step. Gather your list. Walk from room to room in your house and just write down things that come to your mind. They might be about that room, but they might be other things because you might have promised something when you were in that room. You know how you can go back to a room and remember your thought? Walk around and write out your list. That's the first step. And in the next segment, we're going to give you some things to do with it.
Right.
But this is a saying that one of our coaches told us, and it's confusion is a smart person's way to stay stuck or stay inactive. And we're grateful to be your partners on this journey towards wealth, wisdom, and worth.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward